we go. Where'd you cast it? Behind you?
Yeah.
You know they're out here in front of us, right? Hey guys, welcome to the Jeff Fishing Vlog, where my Uncle Tommy and I try and catch 750 stock trout in Casey Creek, Kentucky on this fine day in February. So if you would like to attempt this just like we did, my first advice for you is to keep up with the Kentucky DNR website. This is where I found my information on where they were stocking trout, the different lakes, the day. Kentucky is really good about telling you what day they stock. Indiana is not. I always find out after the fact where they stock trout or catfish in Indiana, but that website for the DNR, for the Kentucky DNR, it tells you what day and how many. And I was really serious about wanting to catch some fish. Up until this time, I've kind of had a few bad trips, and Deb and I was eating somewhere, and I got to look. I'm like, man, I'm going to fish this weekend. It's really nice. You know, it's in the 50s. The river was really high, so I knew that wouldn't work. So I felt like that stocked fish were the answer. So I looked at first I looked at trying to catch some stocked catfish, but then whenever I'd seen they were stocking rainbow trout the next day, that was my big choice, even though it was kind of a drive. Now stay tuned while Tommy and I catch fish. He's going to tell a few stories. Later, I'm going to tell you how I came up with what lures I wanted to use for this outing.
Yeah.
And I really hope you guys enjoy this episode.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. Oh, that's the big one. That's the big one. That's the big one for the day. Oh. That big one got away. That big one got away. He got the whole damn thing. Didn't he?
Do you not have a lure left? Reel it in.
I don't see it. I feel it though. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know wonder they don't want you to keep it.
My God, if we were keeping 8, we'd be done. We'd be done in a minute.
But say it's 8.
Yeah.
That one there, he done learned. It tells a story about being in the logwoods, which they'd stay in a log camp for a week or two at a time. And, you know, after I got their work done at night in the camp, of course, I'm sure they had a little something to drink.
That was all over your lure.
Get drunk and fight for a while, and rest a little bit, fight a little more.
Kind of, I mean, the way you describe it, it sounds like it's like organized fighting.
You know, it ain't get a guy down and beat the hell out of him.
I mean, it wasn't necessarily just be drunk and mad and whoop each other.
Just instead of making love, they use their energy fighting. You know, just like that.
Yeah.
That's all they say. That, you know, that was back before television.
Flip that thing over. There you go.
I think, what was that? 5 or 6 years old when Grandma and Grandpa got their first television. Something like that. They learned them just to bite it on a little bit.
Damn, I seen that one come after it. I got a hit. I didn't get a big taker.
Well, I don't know. It ain't take home worth it, but it feels good. Better than the feeling I had in my hands all day. You
know, I've had a few trips lately that ain't been this successful. So to come out here in February, 56 degrees in February, and just get bites on. Yeah, bites on every cast and catch every 2 or 3 casts, and it's pretty good. I'll take it. Put a little work in. Spend a little gas money. Oh, man, that was a good one. You know what? I'm going to say, every time I get a bite, I'm going to say that was a good one. And if I fall in the water and I put it on video, I hope everybody laughs. So, I mean, it'll be a disaster. It'll cost me a phone and, you know, other, a little bit of pride and stuff. But
you know what happens when you talk about fighting? You end up in one. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Well, they're not hardly 12 inches like we thought they would be.
No, they're not all 12 inches. Looks like we hooked up with a couple of decent ones. That first one was the nice one. And I was really hoping they'd all look like that.
Well, I can see how people get used to artificial. What is that old boy selling fish? And they'll come up there, got down there and pulled that fish's mouth up to his ear, or he whispered something in his gills, and then he put the fish's mouth up to his ear. Walked back in. Old boy asked him, said, "What'd you do?" I said, "Well, I asked him how long it's been since he's been in the water." And he said, "Well, what did he say?" He said, "Too long."
Yeah, you did. You just didn't think he was on there. I don't know how you had that rod doubled over. Let me get in there and show you how it's done.
He's probably been there before and got tough lips.
Come on, where are you at? Jump on out of there. Look at that. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Where you at? Let's get this card. You ready? I'm ready if you're ready.
Ready to go?
No, I'm talking to the fish.
Oh, okay.
Are you kidding me? We're never going to leave. Slow. Yeah, you got him. Keep reeling. Whoa.
Mine jumped back.
Let's get that over your shoulder there. Let's see if we can get some of that action. No, stay still. You got it. I'll move.
Oh,
you just reel them right on in. Yeah.
Look at that. Look at
that. That is nice. That looks like kind of like my first one.
He's fighting better than Moby Dick.
You be able to land that sucker? Are you gonna just hope for a quick release?
Yeah, he's a bigger.
You got it?
Yeah.
After calling my Uncle Mike last night, knowing I was going to fish for some stocked trout, he had suggested marshmallows, the crappie trout style marshmallows, and chartreuse. He said that's what he always caught them on when he went to stock ponds, was the chartreuse colored marshmallows with a split shot and just throwing it out there and letting it drop and watching your line, or the spoons like this, or he said the money clips. Now, I don't know, most of the money clips I seen were quite a bit bigger than that, and I don't know if these fish would really go for the money clips. I'm not saying anything about that. I would have them with me if I would have seen any at Walmart last night or today, which I did not. But I did have some spoons, hoping for an opportunity to catch some stock trout, and this is actually my first time catching trout like this. We had been salmon fishing out of the creeks coming out of Lake Michigan quite a few times. Not near enough success to make me happy. I did get one big one, one enough to say that I'd got one, and then I'd caught some smaller ones over the years. I will tag in the description when I was looking on YouTube about Casey Creek and about stock trout. I did run upon just the one video, and the guy had caught some fish, and he'd done a very good job of explaining how to get here with, like he stopped at every turn and had a picture and explained where to turn. So I'm going to share that with you. I'm not going to go through that effort. The young man did it, and he done a great job of it, and he caught and kept fish that day. But apparently when you're here, you can only keep fish in season, and October to March is out of season, and we're here on a 56-degree day in February, middle of February, and just wearing them out. What do you think about them stock trout? You like that stuff, don't you, Tommy?
Yeah, it's fun. I'm surprised well, I'm not surprised either. The fellas want to come back when they keep the fish.
Yeah, I'm sure they fish here when there's in season. I mean, the season is just 2 months away.
And me with next year's fishing license.
Nice. I think the real trick with these is just to reel really slow. And when you get the bite, just reel to set the hook, or just set the hook like that if I didn't snag them.
I'm going to think I'm a little bit too slow for jerking in the second hook.
No, I got them right in the mouth. See if I can get that on camera. There it is. Oh, yeah. Quick release. Love it. That's what I was hoping for. And I say that to be honest. I know I'm not keeping them. So reeling them in and handling them and holding them tight to get that hook out is not really good for the fish. So if I can pull off a quick release, I'll take it.
Was it Johnny Dillon's daddy took them down the deep river and let them all. They fish all night, and then he come back in the morning and pick them up, take them home. Of course, there was a cabin nearby, deep river.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what he did besides drink beer.
Dad pointed out the spot.
Did he?
Yeah, he told me one year they'd went out there and decided that they were not going to bring anything with them. They were going to just eat what they could catch.
Yeah.
And said they just about starved to death. Said they didn't catch nothing to that second day. And said the old man just left them out there. But only the strong will survive is a great attitude for the strong. That's a stickfish there. But you also got to be careful about lowering that bar. You get too many people who just,
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
I've always wanted that we can do that, but I'm gonna have me some hot dogs or something.
You weren't going to get me to go anywhere without food.
Yeah, not nowadays anyway. But maybe not ever.
Not ever.
If I do anything, I'll overdo it. I try not to end up shy.
I think in my party days, maybe I wasn't so bad about it, which I was, running about 180, 175 way back when. But nowadays, I'm not doing it. It's no sense in it.
I'm right at my playing weight. My playing weight in high school was 175, and I haven't weighed in a week or so, but last couple of times I weighed 178, 180, sometimes 183.
That doesn't sound like 175.
Well, get picky then. And I've been laid up for 2 years. That's what surprised me. I figured I'd gain 20 pounds lately.
Yeah.
But, I wasn't doing nothing, so I wasn't real hungry. And I'd already learned not to eat till you can't breathe.
You've had pretty good discipline about that over the years. Oh, here we go. Stay on the hook.
For a little, he's
Serious. Serious.
bigger than I thought.
Right there on the top of the lip, just where you want them. This be a hell of a time with the fly rod. Standing out in the water, nice and cool. Some hip waders. You'd feel like, you know, this kind of day would make you feel like you knew what you were doing. So recently, we lost a very good family member, my cousin Luke, who is 22 years old. This is my cousin Jason's son. And Luke was just such a wonderful person. I just want to take a few minutes and say something about him. The last time I seen Luke, I was at Jason and Kim's house, and he walks in the door and he checks the dishwasher to see if there was any dishes need to be put in, taken out. And then he goes and checks the laundry and takes care of the, you know, what was in the dryer, puts stuff in the washer. And this young man was 22 years old. And I just, at the time, I thought it was kind of odd. And his grandmother had done the eulogy at the funeral. And she had mentioned, I guess, that he always does this. And after hearing that, I remember Kim saying that. But what a wonderful young man, you know, to just come in and want to make his mom's life easier. That's just something I could really respect. So I'm going to go ahead and take a moment, and I hope you guys will join me in prayer. Dear Lord, please comfort those that are suffering for this loss and shine your face upon Luke.